Good afternoon. I'm Sophia Arena, Noah M. Horowitz's assistant, and this is Texpatriate's Week in Review. Throughout the state, the biggest news this week was the legislature failing to pass a transportation funding measure before the end of its second special session on Tuesday night. The result from this was the governor calling a third special session to run throughout the month of August. However, in Houston, the mayoral election has truly begun to heat up, with both Mayor Anise Parker and challenger Ben Hall taking shots at one another. In other political news, Senator Ken Paxton officially announced his candidacy for Attorney General, while Representative Van Taylor, in turn, announced his candidacy for Taylor's Senate seat. District I also flared up with more jabs between candidates Ben Mendez and Robert Gallegos. In policy news, the mayor signed an executive order to expand services and information into more languages. Finally, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was discussed by the Congressional Black Caucus as a candidate for Secretary of Homeland Security. First and foremost, Tuesday was supposed to be the end of the 83rd legislature, but it wasn't. On Monday, in a stunning upset, the House rejected a constitutional amendment to solve our transportation funding problems 84-40, 16 votes short of the supermajority needed for passage. The reversal took place after a productive and amicable conference committee over the weekend thought to have bridged the divides between the House and Senate versions. However, negotiations largely fell apart over rainy day fund floor debates. Not passing the final item on the call, Governor Perry quickly summoned lawmakers back to the Capitol for a third 30-day special session to begin immediately on Tuesday. So far, only transportation funding has been added to the call, but that has not stopped other individuals from attempting to augment the agenda. A bipartisan group of legislators pushed for campus construction bills in the form of tuition revenue bonds, or TRBs, added. Senator Brian Birdwell pushed for the infamous Guns on Campus measure to be resurrected, while Senator Dan Patrick pushed for a plethora of conservative pipe dreams like school vouchers and Arizona-style immigration laws. Both houses of the legislature made quick work of their own respective bills. The Senate, in less than 1 day, gave final passage to their bill. The House, meanwhile, gave passage to their bill in the committee stage. Both houses have since adjourned and will reconvene on Monday. In other legislative accomplishments, the mayor signed this week an executive order which creates a task force within the city to determine 5 languages other than English to receive somewhat official status by the city of Houston, including printed info on all official city services. These languages will most likely be Spanish, Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, and French. In city news, Texpatriate has been receiving unusually high traffic in regard to a recent article we published entitled An Unmitigated Disaster. The article, written by Noah M. Horowitz, explores the reasons why Ben Hall gained so many Facebook likes in such a short amount of time and why it went so very wrong. Essentially, after probably using too harsh of buzzwords like angry in the advertisement's algorithm and failing to indicate a preference for Houstonians rather than just Texans in general, far-right individuals, often with Confederate flags or Nazi iron crosses as their profile pictures, began to flock to the page. These individuals now instigate and troll any and all posts by the Hall campaign, often spewing racial epithets. In other mayoral election news, Ben Hall and Anise Parker have traded punches over how many, if any, debates to hold in the following months. Ben Hall made an initial offer on Wednesday of 6 debates, one-on-one, between the two candidates. Parker responded yesterday afternoon with a counteroffer of just 1 to include all candidates. The most reasonable answer should probably be somewhere in the middle. The editorial board has suggested 3 debates to include all candidates, 1 in August, 1 in September, and 1 in October. In other politics, a further spat, this time over fundraising, has appeared in District I. A local media outlet run by U of H students and picked up by the blog Dos Centavos reported the public argument between candidates Ben Mendez and Robert Gallegos over Mendez's allegedly overvalued campaign finance reports. As the astute may recall, Mendez was the candidate who took many low blows already towards another candidate, Graciana Garces, over her weight. Senator Ken Paxton, after months of speculation, announced yesterday his intention to run for Attorney General, now being vacated by incumbent Greg Abbott. Paxton will join Representative Dan Branch and Railroad Commissioner Barry Smitherman in the contest. Meanwhile, Representative Van Taylor, who topped Texpatriate's recent list of worst legislators, will be running for Paxton's seat in the Senate. Finally, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was in the news this week. She was mentioned after the Congressional Black Caucus officially recommended her to the president as the future Secretary of Homeland Security. The news was met with shock and disgust by all those on the right wing who have long held an astronomical amount of disdain towards the Congresswoman. For the record, neither she nor President Obama has made a public statement on this announcement. This is Texpatriate's Week in Review. Thank you.